every private equity deal has a backstory. Some brilliant, some brutal. As the deal turns, shares dramatized anonymous stories from private equity trenches. Then we break them down with operators and insiders. It's like the Harvard business case study that never made it past legal. The following dramatization is inspired by a real transaction, with key details altered to protect the identities and privacy of those involved. While names, dialogues, and certain scenarios have been fictionalized, the core dynamics and challenges reflect true events in private equity deal-making. This case is presented for educational purposes only and does not disclose any confidential or proprietary client information. Any resemblance to real people, companies, or events is purely coincidental. Our goal is to explore the strategic decisions that shape deals, not to disclose or reference any real transaction. Now let's get into today's case.
This is As the Deal Turns, decoding the people and motivations behind private equity deals. Most stories start with numbers, margins, multiples, and growth curves. But when a family-owned company sells to a local private equity firm, the story of change is how the organization evolves, professionalizes, and the impacts on the company and its clients. At Iron Air Services, the question wasn't just, what changes under new ownership? Ownership changed. Would the operators become owners too? Welcome to Episode 2, Part 1, Private to Private Equity. Before we step into today's deal, meet the company at the center of it all, Iron Air Services, a third-generation commercial HVAC firm built on trust, grit, and old-school loyalty. Family-run to date, Iron Air has what sponsors look for: strong margins, a significant customer base that appreciated Iron Air Services' rapid response and quality work, a management team that knew every rooftop unit in the greater Western Chicago area. But there was no plan to scale beyond Chicago's western suburbs. The third generation didn't want to reinvest in the company and grow it the way the management team knew they could. That's where the new sponsor steps in, Monroe Family Capital. MFC, a disciplined family office funding the acquisition and tapping a proven operator to lead once the deal closes. The numbers are penciled, the term sheet signed, and the closing clock is ticking. Belief has to be earned before the ink dries. Marla Jennings and Reggie Thomas have worked side by side for a decade. Trusted voices, different lenses.
First time with PE, sure. But look around. We've run on duct tape and grit for years. Maybe now we get real systems, better tools. Jerry took good care of us, but at the end of the day, he was spending more time at his kids' soccer games than at the business. And instead of investing in the business, he was building his kids' trust funds.
But what if the new owners don't value us or understand our value? There are no guarantees of employment. What if they want wholesale change?
If they want us investing, that means they want us in the boat. It could be our shot at real upside.
True, but if we invest and they then let us go, our money is tied up, and we don't have a job.
Marla is playing scared. Why is she so worried about having a job?
I'm not really sure what to do. The new buyers say I'm important to the business. But how do I really know?
One hopeful, one cautious. Same company. Change hits people differently. Derrick Hale, the incoming CEO, knows this conversation matters. Marla is the company's compass. Loyal, careful, protective.
Jerry was a fantastic owner, but one of the things we noticed was that he seemed to be losing interest. He just didn't seem very involved, like he once was. And clearly selling it suggests we were right. But I know how good Iron Air executed. I lost so many deals to you guys when I was running Combust Air a few years ago. But I never thought Jerry was generating that success. I knew it was you guys. We really want to align our goals with yours, which is why we are offering the management team the opportunity to invest. Also, a growth strategy will need some new tools too.
Jerry never really gave us that opportunity. What do you mean, new tools?
Ever heard of EOS?
No.
EOS stands for Entrepreneurial Operating System. It's an organizing discipline for growth. Weekly scorecards, quarterly rocks, clear accountability. It doesn't replace culture. It helps culture scale.
So we're not tearing down what we built, just putting rails under it. And we're aligning interests with ownership?
Exactly. We win. You win. Growth is giving the past a runway, not erasing it.
If I say yes, I have to explain it at home.
True alignment demands commitment, a two-way street. There's a leap of faith for those who just showed up for the job. Numbers tell a story. The people who live them ask different questions.
Reggie and Marla, it's great to finally meet you. Derrick has told me a lot about how Iron Air executes, and you both are an important part of our investment thesis in Iron Air. As Derrick might have told you, we are a unique type of partner in private equity. As a family office, we take a very long-term approach, much like Jerry did, but we have a number of business practices that we have found to be important to building businesses. In your case, we want to align incentives so that we win together. Accordingly, in addition to allowing you to invest up to 5% of the equity, we propose a matching 5% phantom equity pool that vests over 3 years, but only if you put some skin in the game. This is in addition to standard performance bonuses, of course.
That's very generous. Thank you. But what if we don't have the liquidity to fund? Can you provide a loan to fund the co-investment? Also, am I still able to take a month off in the summer as I have for the last 5 years?
Reggie, we are open to considering a potential loan arrangement, and we can extend you a loan 1-to-1 for the amount of money you contribute. As for the month off in summer, we might have to review that under the assumption that the summertime is important to growing the business.
So you are willing to extend a loan 1-to-1, and you are giving us phantom equity 1-to-1. So in essence, we are getting 4-to-1 leverage.
Yes, that's right. You put in 2.5% collectively, and when you are fully vested, you'll have an effective ownership of 10%. But it is important to reiterate, our focus is on building this business, and we need people on the team who have that same vision.
That's right. As Derrick mentioned, growth is the goal, and we all win when that occurs.
An attractive proposal for the management team for sure, if they are focused on the goal. No more summers away for Reggie. The real negotiation often happens far from the boardroom.
They want you to put money into this?
It really is an attractive offer. We, you and me, can end up owning 5% of the company. You know I've always wanted to grow the business, and now we can get paid to do it. I think I can double the company, which means we'll own 10% of today's company. That's more than $1 million. Not sure if Reggie is up for it, though. His summers are pretty important to him.
You know I believe in you. How important is Reggie, and how much of our savings should we really commit to this? Also, how long will the money be locked up? I GPT'd what a family office is, and it said they invest for the long term?
Yeah, they said that in the meeting.
Yeah. Well, what exactly is long term? Can we get the money back if you leave or if we want to sell?
Good point. I'm not sure. I was planning on retiring in a few years. I'm not sure how this all connects.
For Marla, the choice is personal and professional. Retirement versus a final payout. Long-term versus short-term. Marla is what makes a good deal great. And finally, interests align. But maybe a little too late for her? The answer won't come from a model. Private equity deals don't hinge only on capital structure. They hinge on timing, talent, and alignment. It's what makes private equity a wonderful creator of wealth, constructive capitalism. But not everyone is ready for that change. For Reggie, new ownership feels like an opportunity. But is he ready to give up his summers and be under the scrutiny of a private equity partner? For Marla, it finally gives her the opportunity her talent deserves. But is she willing to push off retirement for a big payout along with the risks of doing it? For Derrick, it's knowing when to buy out a sleeping giant through the experience of competing against it, and knowing what or who is driving the value. And for Alex, it's providing the confidence and support to make sure that when timing and talent align, the resources and incentives are there to take advantage of it. Next time, signatures hit paper, dashboards go live, and promises get tested. Watch out for the next episode right here on As the Deal Turns. Follow so you don't miss it.